East Texans in need lined up to receive a new free medical resource in Longview. Grace Clinic, a nonprofit serving the homeless, expanded its healthcare ministry today inside the Longview Community Ministries building. KLTV's Andrew Culver reports that East Texas doctors and volunteers hope to see a change within the community.
Justin Pittman is in a recovery program with Highway 80 Rescue Mission. He was one of the first patients at the opening of the new clinic. Pittman says the new medical resource is a big help for struggling people.
It was awesome, man. Got checked up, I'm good, still healthy. So, yeah, thank God for that.
Longview doctors and specialist volunteers offer primary health care services in certain rooms.
No trouble breathing.
The clinic isn't walk-in, as they serve patients from organizations like Highway 80 and Salvation Army. Executive board member Leslie Godarzi says roughly 500 people are experiencing homelessness in Longview. She says 38% of those are women.
For them to place their trust in us is really fabulous, and it's also been really busy, and we're very excited about that.
I think they feel comfortable. They're used to coming to Longview Community Ministries, and so this is a great starting point.
Board members say talks of the new medical clinic began in late 2025. Just a couple months later, the clinic served 13 patients today at its opening. The Diagnostic Clinic of Longview is paying for the laboratory work at roughly $80 per person.
We won't be able to fulfill every need, but anything we can do to help ease that burden and get them connected.
I mean, people are sick, out there. They don't have any insurance. They don't have any help from anybody. So, of course, it's gonna mean a lot to them.
Andrew Culver, KLTV 7 News.
Board members say the space inside Longview Community Ministries is temporary, so they're searching for a new location to continue expanding.